You would not have won that if this was first to 3. It is a very common situation that happened recently after the East Coast Throwdown tournament. There was some massive upsets that caused big discussion about whether or not tournament sets should be run as first to 2 or first to 3. Now, over the past weekend, there was a tournament called East Coast Throwdown. The significance of the event, aside from the fact that it has had an amazing track record of good tournaments, is the fact that the winner of this tournament can get thrown into the Capcom Cup as a qualifier. Capcom Cup is a massive tournament with millions of dollars as a prize pool. For the winner last year, we had Uma, who won $1 million and then went and watched VTubers and probably still watches the VTubers. I don't really know. Now, this is a quick spoiler. If you don't want to know who won the tournament, go to this timestamp right here and you can avoid it. This is your only warning. I'm just going to briefly touch on the results of the tournament. Oh, if you've already seen it or you don't care about spoilers.
We casting!
Brutus took some hits for him and actually beat all the Dawsons that he would have fought. He was able to clutch it up against Idom, which Idom also had a crazy losers run, so this whole event was just an insane outcome. As you can see here, it was very close, but it was really cool. He proved that although he's 43 and has been competing for a very long time, he can still do quite well. Age in esports is a hot and debated when you should retire at Valorant. It's past 18, you probably already hit your prime, you should probably give up. Fortnite, past 14, you're done. It's over. Now, it's happy to see the outcome, despite me being not a biggest fan of Zangief. I'll never be the biggest hater, though, because there is Nemo, who is a masterclass hater of Zangief. Surely the top 8 of this tournament was all the 8 best players. Well, not exactly. The first part of that is true. In that day, the top 8 that was there were the top 8 best players at that tournament that day. But the seeding and the predicted seeding didn't really go as planned. Now, if you're not sure how tournament seeding works, essentially you get the top players seeded highly, seeded 1 to 10, preferably, and they play each other way later in bracket to avoid having upsets early, and the lower players can still enjoy the tournament as well. If you're a high number, you're going to be a better player. If you're a low number, you'll fight the better player early on, get sent to losers, and then play out the rest of your bracket usually. Seen in sports like hockey, that's kind of why you want to get a top seed by playing quite well, so you get an easier bracket to start with. Now, an upset refers to when a lower number player loses to someone that they shouldn't lose to, who is a higher number player, or someone who has less experience or victories in the game they're playing. Now, in non-gamer terms, essentially, it is a David versus Goliath situation where David is the little bottom low tier player and Goliath is this master class playing the best character in the game, and he's just the best player. However, little David with his slingshot won this weekend more than you'd expect him to. There was complaints and cries on Twitter for change first to 2 to first to 3 because of how many upsets there actually were. Now, to be clear, I think every person who won deserved to win on that day. Copa makes stipulations like Angry Bird he sat on his chair wrong, or he put his controller down, or he didn't shave his beard well enough. I don't know. First of 3 upsets we're going to cover. The first one being Young Matt versus Angry Bird. Now, Angry Bird, little need for introduction. Top contender in the East. One of the best players in the world, well-renowned. I mean, he's a 2023 EVO champion. There's very few names on that list. Now, Young Matt Teen is famous for this amazing clip. Trust me, I labbed this out. I don't even know how you redo this. In all seriousness, Young Matt is a generational talent. Super, super good at the game. Much like Noah the Prodigy, I think Young Matt Teen is going to be a top name in a couple years. It was a bummer that a lot of people tried to discredit the win, saying, Matt got lucky or whatever. But I want you to watch this clip of what happened. You see Angry Bird here goes for chip and doesn't quite do it. The problem with DPing here into level 3 is it sometimes can push them back far enough because Ken's level 3 is 2 hits rather than 1 like a lot of the cast, so it actually does cause him to miss if they're too far away. Here are 2 situations he could have done instead that I actually labbed out to test in that situation. One, he could have just not done the kick and just done running DP into level 3, or he could have done a Jinraya right after there rather than do a DP. But either way, remember, Angry Bird did make a mistake. Every game out a single round, but Young Matt Team was able to bring it back for another round and also win out the set. Even the top players in any game will and can make mistakes, but you have to be a good enough player to actually take advantage of those mistakes. The next set happened right after was another big upset. Andy Walker lost to iReflex. Now, looking at iReflex, I couldn't find too much. I think the only tournament he's attended on Start GG with this account is last year East Coast Throwdown and this year's East Coast Throwdown. He did get 17th last year though, so very talented guy. Obviously he has a lot of accolades. I'm sure he's a very good player, but just only attended 2 tournaments, the same one, surprisingly, so who knows. Andy Walker's been competing since Street Fighter 5, and he is well known in the UK as a scene. He's a protege. Very, very good. Just turned 18, crushing it with Ed, and is crazy, crazy, crazy good. So Andy Walker versus iReflex. Surely Andy Walker takes it. No, he doesn't. He got smacked up actually by the Ken player. iReflex was able to take it 2-1. This was not the expected outcome. Now, okay, maybe you're going to start saying Ken is broken. Now, I'm a Ken loyal down player. Generationally talented at that. But last big upset we're going to touch on for today, there was no Ken inside. This was Marine. She's less known for her Street Fighter 6 skills, but she's no slouch at all. She's more so known for her commentary and content creation within the Capcom series. Against Problem X, she's been competing since 2015, so his nerves and his composure you'd expect to be top notch. He is a problem, but you know what? He had a problem with Manon. He lost 2-0 to Marine, sent him to losers, and he eventually did lose to somebody else in losers. He eventually did follow the tournament shortly after, but losing Marine here was a huge upset. He popped off, and congratulations to her, of course. You can see here, he made a mistake, and probably should have done the super there. Got punished quite heavily for it. Marine able to take the set. Now, to be clear, I'm not downplaying any player. I'm just saying in a lot of people's minds, these players were not supposed to win. I wouldn't have it on my bingo card that they were winning the matchups with players they were against. And I hope if they see this video, Marine, Young Matsine, and I Reflex, don't let Twitter or Reddit determine your worth. Don't let them discredit your wins. You won that day, and I'm really proud of you. Make sure to like and subscribe, and by the time you see this video, I will be streaming live on Twitch, getting Jamie to Masters. So tap in for that.